Angela.
I'm Leah.
And we out here.
Hey y'all, today we are in Kyoto, Japan, which is about 4 hours via train and Shinkansen from Tokyo, where we are staying. So the pretty cool thing you can see behind me is this bamboo forest. So we started off in, forgive me if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, Daitoku-ji Temple. This temple was free to enter. But okay, so this area has multiple temples and shrines, right? So when you enter the area, instead of paying to enter the area, you pay to enter specific temples, right? We actually did not have to pay to enter any on this day because most of them were closed. This is not a very touristy area, so you won't see many people here, but we kind of like that, less people, and then you get to kind of enjoy the scenery by yourself. It was raining this day, as you can see. We went during rainy season, so we did carry umbrellas with us. Now, again, similar to the other areas of Japan where you see different temples and different shrines. So some of these are actually owned by individual families that go back through their families for like centuries, decades, a generous amount of time. Okay. One difference between Kyoto and Shibuya, Tokyo, is that Shibuya is much more loud. It's like being in New York City versus being in a rural area of the United States, right? So Kyoto was nice in that it was less busy, more calm, less people, less loud. That was really nice. It was a different type of scenery. So if you do get to visit Japan, do try to visit different areas so that you can kind of get an idea about the country rather than just the specific city that you're visiting. So while we were in Kyoto, we decided to get lost a little bit. We came across this neighborhood that had this bridge. I didn't know we were actually supposed to walk across it, but I saw people walking across it. So it seemed like it was fine to cross. We did. The water is not very deep, so even if someone would have fallen, I don't think we would have, like, then nothing would have happened. This is what we found when we got lost in Kyoto. So we continued walking and we came across this Yasaka shrine as well. So we visited that. Now, we were in Kyoto specifically for two things. The kimono and tea, which you'll see in a different video if you have not seen it already, as well as the Geisha tour. So the Geisha tour did not start until the evening, and we'll show you video clips of that soon later on in this video. But until then, we were kind of just walking around Kyoto and getting to know the city, having different types of foods and desserts, which was really cool. It was a good day. Again, y'all, my apologies if I mispronounce any words. So we also came across the Kodaiji temple. This temple, you do have to pay to enter. I think it was like 20 US or something like that, but it was worth it. So they have like a museum here. They also have a bamboo forest. There's a lot of things to see here, so it is worth the money to enter. Beautiful, beautiful park, beautiful temple. Absolutely worth it. So after you leave this area, there's this huge statue, a huge, like the largest Buddha statue I've ever seen in my life. It was very beautiful. Now this area, I might get it messed up, but Shima Koracho Temple, I believe that's what that Buddha statue is called. Here it is here. It does not look that large on this camera, but in person, oh my gosh. And then you can see over the city. It just looks really, really beautiful. So after we left here, we started headed down to meet our tour for the Geisha tour. So here we just grabbed some snacks really quick before we started. The Geisha tour was a tour, walking tour throughout Kyoto, and we learned a lot about geishas. So some of the interesting information that we learned is that there were not and are not necessarily prostitutes, right? I don't know how much I believe that part, but that's what the tour guide told us, right?
It
This
means
is one
that
of the
they're
places the
closed.
geishas
I
live.
also thought so the first time I came to Japan. Um, but yeah, it actually means that they're open for business. If they don't have the curtains at all, It's of course closed. So you see that it's not only about Okia that has it, but it's also neighboring restaurants and stuff like that.
How many girls are living there at any given time?
More interesting information that we found out is that a lot of geishas, most of them start at like age 14. They start very young. It is a choice that they, like a career choice that they make with their parents. And then they have to go to school, like they're isolated from their family and are only at this school for like 5 years straight, right? So it is a serious training process to become a geisha. And we also learned that it is now something that some men do as well. And when the men do it, they do dress just like the traditional geisha and perform just as the traditional geisha. I did ask the tour guide, does that mean that the men that do this, does that mean they're heterosexual or are they homosexual? She said no, they're heterosexual. Again, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but that's what she told us, and I thought that was really, really interesting. And they go through the same training process as the women who do it. So they have to agree with their parents, they go off for training. This is the
So
geisha school
the top
schedule.
boards, they're the subjects that they're gonna have. So it includes, for example, calligraphy, ikebana, like flower arrangement, tea ceremony, drums, shamisen, poetry, singing, dancing, like traditional arts, like that. Under there is the names of their teachers, and under there again are the days of the month where they're gonna have classes. So this is the schedule for July. There's another one down the street I can point it out also, but it's the exact same schedule. And this building has nothing to do with the school either. It's just a random placement, like perfect in the center of everything.
So is there only one school, or is there?
But it says Ochayan Desali. So this is where the customers can come and see the geisha. So inside here, you're supposed to be able to see a mama-san, and she's basically the party organizer for the tea house. So you call in 2 days prior, something like that, and say that I want a party here, and they will make the party for you. You don't have to tell her anything because she knows you, basically. So she will call directly to the geisha for the party, and she'll call to the okiyas for the microphone for the party, and she'll order food from the local restaurants because they don't have any kitchen in there. That's for flexibility for the customers. So that's just a brief introduction about the tea houses, but I'm going to explain more details afterwards. So I'm going to point out more of these down the streets. There are so many of them. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I just want to show you this little marker. It's a little outside of geisha talk, but it's quite funny. This, if you look for this, you'll find them everywhere. So there's one reason that they have these. It's when during nighttime when drunk men are walking around town looking for a place to pee. They usually come here. They try to pee, but then they see this. No, I can't pee here because God is living there. So I'm gonna get somewhere else. So it's pee prevention. Also, these bracts here, they've stayed in tradition because back in the days these roads were all mud. So when the horse and carriages would drive past here, the mud would splash onto the wood of the house and ruin the wood. So this is for mud prevention, pee prevention.
While we were on the tour, we were able to see 2 geisha. I was trying to be considerate here and I did not want to record their faces. So I was keeping my camera low, but we just walked past one. She just walked behind us, and then we saw another one as well, which was pretty cool. So you typically see them walking around in the evening, sometimes after 5 or after that, because that's when they tend to perform, is after typical work hours. So between like 5 and 10 is when they are performing. We thought that was pretty interesting and it was pretty cool. So we hope this video was helpful. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment down below. Have you been on a geisha tour or have you been to Kyoto? Let us know. See you later.
It's been sweet
Check us out next week
when we out here
in these streets.
Peace.